to UnScripted. We have no idea what we're talking about today, except Tyler. Tyler didn't prepare any of us, but now that has become a normal where nobody's prepared except the person who's talking. So, Tyler, take it away.
Yeah.
That was a good intro. You're welcome.
That was.
I carried you. I had to put the foundation for a beautiful episode.
Yeah. So, the unscripted part now is like where y'all are just kept out of the loop.
Fully embraced it.
Like we're all just kept out of the loop,
Yes.
except the person doing it. Yes. And I was out of the loop until yesterday.
Sometimes you can say that whoever's episode it is kept out of the loop too.
Very much so, yes.
And sometimes we just sit down and go with it. Jeremy does that a lot.
I do that.
I do that a lot. I got a few notes, but that's about it today. I don't have anything like written out like I have before. So.
Well, that was the episode, guys.
So, I was thinking about this. I thought about this a couple weeks ago. I was driving home. If I could take my thoughts while I'm driving and directly transcript them without having to say it, there's no telling how many books I could write. Because, like,
I don't know if I would write a book with thoughts.
Well, not like that. you know, the things like, I want to say this or I want to talk about this. Or I want to write this down, but I'm driving.
Selective thoughts.
I feel like my books would
thoughts.
be very depressing.
Yeah.
Like,
we aren't going to go there today.
Sorry. I'll shut up. Keep on going.
But, yeah. So I was thinking about something when I was driving home a couple weeks ago. And whether you love him or hate him,
oh, goodness.
This book was by Jordan Peterson. There's some people that don't like him, but he's one of the
political now.
One of the few conservative psychologists, writers out there that are outspoken enough, air quotes.
We're going to have to start putting political titles now. And
No.
like, fair warning, this episode may concern.
But I was thinking about something. So I read the book, 12 Rules for Life.
12 what?
12 Rules for Life.
I thought you said wolves. That's why I said what. It didn't make sense.
12 Rules for Life. And one of those rules in this book was pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. So, of course, he goes through like a whole chapter of this. But there's a lot of things we pursue as humans. You know, you have interest, social interest, dating, your social life, work, pursuits, or I guess professional. You have professional and social.
You even would say pursue. Not doing those things is pursuing something in the way.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So,
and I'm not going to try to summarize the chapter, but I'm just going to say what I've got wrote down.
He's going to read the whole book today.
But so basically, it's pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. So it makes you ask the question, what's meaningful to me? And then what is expedient? Because the expedient things are the fast things. Those are the short-term goals, short-term fulfillment, I guess you could say. So Paul, writing to the Corinthians, this is one thing I thought of when I was thinking of this. Jeremy's over here trying to destroy things. No, don't do that again. But he didn't do that the first time. Don't do that. We don't need that. So, Paul talking to the Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 10:23. He says, all things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not. Which is basically saying, if it's not sinful, I can do it. And there's a lot of things as Gentiles that are not sinful, but they aren't necessarily good for you. Mm-hmm. You know, you go drink a bunch of energy drinks that's not good for you. So, I mean, there's things that we can do, but they aren't expedient. They aren't good. They're short-term things that don't really give you any fulfillment in life. So you have that. You know, and it's one of the sayings that I like. I don't really say it around y'all, I don't think, but I use it at work a lot. It's just because you can doesn't mean you should. Because just because you can go jump off a building doesn't mean you should do it. Just because you can miss church doesn't mean you should do it. Things like that. I like how y'all are just staring.
Well, you're the one talking, bro. It's your episode.
But so it kind of makes you think. So what are we pursuing? What am I pursuing in life?
Mm-hmm.
Am I trying to get up to the Fortune 500 companies and get billions of dollars in my name?
Yes. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that'd be nice. But,
yeah.
Or am I,
just horrible?
Or am I chasing things in life that aren't going to really give me a end that satisfies the soul?
Yeah.
Because looking at it on a faith level, on a God-centered level, is our view of our life. What are we trying to obtain out of our life?
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, we should be pursuing God.
Right.
That's really the key point on here, is pursuing God. So when you pursue God, you go to church, you read your Bible, you seek after God. And then, Matthew 6:33, Jesus is saying, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all of these things will be added to you. Mm-hmm. So it's what are you seeking, what are you pursuing after to reach the level that you want to go to?
Right.
And then Matthew 6:21, Jesus said, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So you can look at your life and say, what am I chasing after? Mm-hmm. Am I chasing after the things, the carnal things of fame, fortune, like some people chase celebrity status. They chase the things that
being
famous. They chase things that don't mean anything.
Right.
In the end,
that nobody will remember you for.
Yeah. So it's what are you? Where are you positioning yourself for in life? Because ultimately, your direction matters more than your speed. Where you're going matters more than speed.
Right.
So if you're pursuing Jesus, as long as you're going in that direction, you may venture off here and there, because we all do at some point.
Right. We always.
But as long as you're moving in the direction, your speed isn't as important.
Right.
Anything else? Discuss things.
I had a thought while driving one time about sacrifice. So, Abraham, he was so driven by God, he was willing to sacrifice his only son.
Right.
Like, he prayed so hard for him.
Right.
But for us, all we really have to sacrifice are things like awkward conversations, time, food. And if we just had, enough will like Abraham did, we would be leaps and bounds.
Absolutely.
We would be so good for God.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of things that we don't want to or don't think we need to sacrifice.
Yeah.
But in a way, we sacrifice our time not to God, but to the things of the world.
Yeah. Somehow.
We're making a sacrifice one way or the other.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Because some people sacrifice their time with their own family to work, and they just grind away at life, and then they come home and there's nothing there.
Right.
Because everything is, their wife may have left them and took the kids because the husband's never home.
Right.
Or work took the husband, and you have affairs and things that come out of that, whatever. But yeah, we sacrifice time.
Yeah.
We're either going to give it to our family, we're going to give it to God, we're going to give it to the church, which I would include with God.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I think time is one of the most valuable things that everybody has, but nobody knows how much you have.
Yeah.
Right. That's one. There's a quote that I've seen numerous times or heard. Time is the only currency that we spend.
You can't get back.
And we don't know the balance.
Yeah.
We don't know our
Very
balance.
true.
Right.
Very true. Because the meaningful things is what matters the most.
Right.
Because when you say pursue the meaningful, what's meaningful in your life? Time is very meaningful.
Yeah.
Even though we don't think about it.
Right.
Because we think we have all the time in the world.
That's one of the things we
have a
take
very
advantage
minute
of.
amount
Yeah.
of time. It's not
On the grand time scale, we have very little time.
Right.
Barely a blip on the radar.
Yeah. Bro, what would y'all do if y'all had a time machine?
Oh. I don't know. There's a lot of things you can do.
My spiritual answer is to go back and see Jesus.
Yeah. I would ask him a bunch of questions,
Right.
honestly. That's really what I did.
Yeah, like a spiritual, being spiritual, go back and see Jesus. Because imagine you because I don't know if you could directly talk to him. Like imagine just being a bystander watching the whole
see, that's where my
3.5
mind goes.
years.
If I could choose any one particular moment, I would choose the moment that the demoniac in Gadara
Yeah.
was cleansed.
Yeah.
To see him go from being
Right. To have that picture
out of his mind
to sane.
to be insane,
Yeah.
sitting clothed in his right mind, sitting at Jesus' feet.
I don't know why, but I always thought it would be cool to be there when he fed the 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, because even though it was a miracle, like the dude that got, if I say my mind just completely died, but like on a scale of things, that one's more mighty.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But to be able to just to be like, oh, where we're gonna eat, and then just to see that, I think that would be cool.
Yeah, y'all talking about that though made me think of something. So when Jesus called the disciples, he walked by them and said, I'm gonna paraphrase. I didn't look it up,
As it were.
but come follow me.
Right.
Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men.
Right.
They were over there just taking care of the boat, doing their job,
Right.
and Jesus just walks by and said, "Come on,"
Yeah.
and they just dropped what they just dropped it.
Right.
That's like when
How would you imagine somebody randomly, just did that? Like what would go on in my mind? Like, this dude's crazy. But then at the same time,
You'd be curious.
right? Now, I guess that's what would have made them to just say, okay.
And
Because
I feel like there had to have been something they had probably heard on some level about him.
right. Yeah, because didn't he do water into wine before he picked disciples?
I believe so.
Right.
I believe it was his first miracle, and I believe that was before he called the disciples.
Right. So that would make sense. Or curiosity. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Besides Jesus, what other character or other person in the Bible would y'all want to go watch their life unfold?
Jacob.
I would really like to see David and Goliath.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to see what a giant looks like.
Yeah.
Samson and his hair. I like to see how strong he would like. It'd be cool to see him grab all those foxes.
I wonder if he was just like a big guy, or if he was like ripped. You know what I mean? Like, because even it's just people work out and they get ripped, but somebody like our size works out and doesn't necessarily have a 6-pack, but is also just as strong. You know what I mean? I wonder if he was like completely built, like if he had like muscles on top of muscles, or if it was just like he was just a big old dude that just could do anything he wanted to do.
Yeah. This really is unscripted.
Yeah. I saved this episode.
All right, so y'all talking about that brought us some more points.
See what I can do.
So back to the spiritual side.
We were being spiritual. Thank you very much.
So when Elijah called Elisha, he just walked by him and threw his mantle on him. And it says in 1 Kings 19:20, and he left the oxen and ran after Elijah and said, "Let me, I pray thee, kiss my father and my mother, and then I will follow thee."
Yeah.
And he said unto him, "Go back, for what have I done to thee?" And he returned back from him, took a yoke of oxen, slew them, and boiled their flesh. And then he arose and went after Elijah and ministered to him. When you have the prophet come by, and that's the call of God,
Right.
and it's like, and he just puts the mantle on you, keeps walking.
Right.
It's like, what do you do? You have a decision. I would say a split-second decision to make. are you going to pursue your calling?
All right.
Because that's another thing. Because, and spiritually, you have a calling. Everybody has a calling.
All right.
Whether and it may not be a pulpit ministry. It may not be...
Well, everybody's called
music.
to something.
You're going to do something.
Right. Yeah.
We're all called to be witnesses.
Right.
We're all called to be ministers of the gospel. It maybe not a preacher, but we're all called to share the gospel, preach the gospel. Whether that be your life or be, what you say and live. But we're all called. Are you going to pursue the calling? Because when you have salvation, from there you're called.
That makes me think of Gideon.
Yeah.
Man of valor. Yes. He had never fought a day in his life.
Mm-hmm.
It was called a man of valor by the angel.
Even though he questioned the calling, because he had to fleece the Lord, 3 times? 3 times? And it's like, once should be enough. Which, that's our human nature.
Right.
That's to say,
I would dare say that it was his human nature. God, because many times what God anoints you to do is outside of your comfort zone. And for Gideon, leading the army was outside of his comfort zone because, like I just said, he'd never fought in an army before at all.
Bro, I just thought of something completely off topic.
Okay.
But you know how you find out what somebody really thinks of you? Ask them what Bible character they think you are. Bible character you think I am, Tyler? Don't you dare say Mephibosheth.
Oh, I don't know. That's a hard one.
He says Nimrod.
Nimrod was a mighty hunter. I believe. Right?
I don't know. I can't remember.
He was a great man.
I'm not a mighty hunter, though. I've never hunted in a day of my life. I've hunted like 2. Well, I take that back. I've hunted like 2 or 3 times. I did not kill anything. My record is
3-0.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. There's a lot of Bible people.
It's kind of hard to compare someone.
You have a lead foot, so maybe it was Jehu.
Jehu. Yeah.
Drives like Jehu.
Yeah. Yep. I take that.
Yeah. That can get like a lot of different responses.
Yeah.
Remind me to say something.
All right. Anything else? I know that's a short episode.
Yeah.
This was.
It really comes down. Are you going to pursue your calling in God, which is eternal? Are you going to pursue God, which is eternal life? Or are you going to pursue the things that make you feel good now? That would be called expedient. Just because it's not a sin, that means you should still do it.
Right.
Because sometimes God calls us deeper and further, even from things that aren't necessarily sinful, because He wants to bring us to a place of commitment. I would dare say,
many times we have to be like Paul in that, and I think it may be the Corinthians where he's talking about it, it's just because something, and it's right along the same lines, just because something is expedient or lawful for me, or it doesn't necessarily mean that it is for someone else. Like God may not have convicted Colton of something that He's spoken to me about, and as a result, does that mean I should be offended that God hasn't spoken to him about it? No, absolutely not. But if I'm aware of something that God allows me to do, that He has spoken to my brother about, should I do that something in front of my brother? No, I need to be conscious of that.
That's just like with the sacrifices offered to idols.
And that's the passage that I was referencing.
Because you can go sit in somebody's home, and then you had a conviction because you may have been a Jew, that is going and become a Christian. And then you'd have that same thing. Because as a Jew, you know what the law is, even though you aren't under the law. Where a Gentile may come in there, but it would cause that other person to stumble.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Good point. Well,
This is a random episode.
I know.
It's unscripted.
Right.
Well, we're trying to get back to our roots, because most of the time we normally have something like a whole page written out. Or me and Jeremy do sometimes. Colton just comes in. Colton comes in here. Well,
that was one time, Jeremy. That was one time. Finish what you were saying.
And Colton just comes in here and just talks, and it's like really good. I'm like, I don't know how he does that.
It all weaves together.
Yeah,
if I did that, I would forget half of what I was going to say. It's like grabbing that black mic on the pulpit. Everything in your mind stops.
You'd think, as the teacher, that I would be able to do that. I'd be able to just go.
Yeah, it's hard. Very, very difficult.
Wouldn't that be scripted, though? For an unscripted podcast?
Yes and no.
All right, Dave. We're ending today. Let's give away our secrets.
Yes and no. So normally we have notes.
My bad, Jeremy.
Sometimes we write it out.
I don't think I've ever wrote it out.
And then sometimes we just come in here and
I'm the unscripted part.
Do this. So I came in here with notes today and we did it. So we're just telling everybody, really, how this works.
Yeah.
They're the podcast. I am the unscripted.
I see.
So, makes sense now, doesn't it?
Which there's been a few times that I've come in here and just said, "Oh, well, this is the general idea. This is the verse that we're going to look at, and no clear direction.
Yeah.
Just,
Right.
This is what
what
I feel."
Yeah. I mean, I've had this written down for a couple of weeks, about 3 weeks now. And last night I'm like, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So, well, if you have made it this far,
God bless
it's only a 20-minute episode.
we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
This is different from a lot of what we've been doing. And then we have Bo again.
Hello.
Yeah.
So
Like,
it's always nice to him. So, well, we appreciate you for putting up with us on this episode.
Yeah.
And we hope that you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed it or did not enjoy it, leave us a comment.
Be kind, please.
Share it with your friends. Whether you want to make fun or not, share with your friends. So we're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify, YouTube. We have Instagram, Facebook with the link tree.
We have Instagram? Yeah, we do have Instagram.
Yeah, we have Instagram.
And we don't have TikTok, too?
We have TikTok.
We have TikTok.
We don't post on anything, though.
Yeah. Y'all gonna make some advertisements, dude?
Quit stepping on my toes.
Jeremy keeps forgetting. Which is partially my fault. Which is partially my fault because I keep forgetting. Remind him. Be like, hey, episode's posted today. We need to do
I'm just the
post.
glue that holds everything together.
The last ad I think y'all did was like over
a month ago. It was over a month.
It was. I thought it was longer than that.
No, it is.
It
It's
is.
been months ago.
Yeah,
It's longer
it's
than
been
that.
like at least a good 4 or
Yeah.
5 months at least.
Yeah, the last reel we did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been
Slacking. Y'all guys are slacking, guys.
Yeah, we are. All right. we'll end it there.
Just end the episode now, Tyler.
All right. Well, we appreciate you being with us this long.
If you're here.
Just
Please listen. Please follow all the way through.
so we appreciate you being with us this episode. We hope you have a good day, good week, and we'll see you next time.